Let's be honest, San Diego Comic-Con is chaos in the very best way. But navigating that chaos, well, that's where most con goers stumble. And here's the thing, if you're working off of advice from 2 or 3 years ago, well, my friend, you're already behind. Stuff changes every single year. Hey everybody, it's Dustin the Phantom Traveler. Today I'm breaking down how to get around San Diego Comic-Con 2026. What's new, what's changed, and what will save you hours over the weekend. Now let's start with the epicenter, the San Diego Convention Center. It's massive. Hall A through H run through the front, with Hall A on the Marriott Marquis side facing the marina, and the Hilton Hall H on the Hilton Bayfront side. The sales pavilion is upstairs. That's badge pickup and where autograph signings happen. It's also a great way to take a break because there's plenty of tables. The marina side, that backside of the convention center, that's still the best place to catch a breeze or to decompress. Offsites back there are always happening. Check out the San Diego Comic-Con blog's offsite calendar before you go so you don't walk past something incredible. Okay, so let's talk about actually getting to the convention center because this is where 2026 has some very real changes. The trolley is still your best move. Green line, 2 stops right at the convention center. One drops you near Hall D, that's your prime spot for the exhibit hall. The other is down at the Marriott Marquis. While there will be no physical event-specific cards this year, which have been a little bit of a tradition, they are offering discounted multi-day passes, which are extremely affordable. A 5-day pass that goes from July 22nd to 26th is only $23. The weekend pass for 4 days, $18.50. Now, new for this year, MTS is running dedicated special event trolley lines from Balboa Avenue Transit Center all the way through 12th and Imperial every 15 minutes. This is for Thursday through Sunday. Folks who are utilizing MTS's park and ride options will want to make note of a couple of changes. The Claremont Drive Park and Ride is now open for riders. That's new in 2026. Hazard Center is not available as a park and ride option, so don't show up there. It has been in the past, but it is not available this year. Stadium parking in Mission Valley will be available Thursday and Friday only. They will not allow you to park Saturday or Sunday, so make sure that you are aware of that. Parking will only be available in the yellow lot with a pre-purchase option coming soon. MTS still runs those special late night trains during the con, and don't forget, you'll want the Pronto app to buy those discounted passes. That's the only way to get them this year. There's no physical cards. Again, July 6th is when the discounted packages go on sale. If you're taking rideshare, be ready for delays. Friends, it's crowded. Most roads around the convention center are closed to through traffic. Your best pickup spots are at the extreme ends, way past Hall H or back at the Marriott Marquis. You could also walk up in the gas lamp a few blocks and try your luck, but you're just going to wait. So really think about whether the trolley just makes more sense. And unless you reserved a parking spot weeks ago, skip driving full stop. It's absolutely not worth the hassle. Now the gas lamp quarter. It's more than just your route to the convention. Most of the offsite events and activations are right here, just across Harbor Drive. And in 2026, it's just as packed with free stuff as ever. You don't need a badge for a lot of this stuff. You can just line up and enjoy it. The San Diego Comic-Con blog offsite calendar is your best friend. Check it and build a hit list. Some of these have lines that get wild by midday, and you can spend 3 to 4 hours just waiting for one of these activations. Okay, let's spend a few moments talking about movement strategy because once you're downtown, how you move around really matters. You want to avoid bottlenecks, so use Harbor Drive's pedestrian bridge. It connects directly over the gas lamp without fighting the crosswalk traffic, and I can tell you, you are underestimating exactly how insane that crosswalk can get. Give yourself 20 to 30 minutes of buffer between panels or activities. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not, especially for Friday and Saturday. This place is absolutely packed, and at night, stay aware and stay safe. The gas lamp is fun, but it gets very crowded, and that's when undesired things can start to happen. And while I have you here, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe to the Fandom Traveler. We'll be at San Diego Comic-Con all week long, giving you coverage on the daily, and it would really be beneficial and appreciated from us if you would give us a nod and subscribe to the channel. So please look down below and make sure it says that you are subscribed. And while you're there, if you're enjoying this content, please throw a little like on there for us. We really do appreciate it. It means a lot to us here at the Fandom Traveler. Next week, we're going to get a bit more strategic about how to build the perfect Comic-Con schedule. I'm likely to actually go live, so please take a look at our channel and make sure that you see the schedule. We want to make sure that you know how to use the app like a pro and how to decide what's actually worth your time. Drop a comment. What's the one thing you always forget to plan for Comic-Con? I'll be in the comments. Remember, the credits may roll, but the adventure never ends, and we'll see you, my friends, in the next video. So long.